The first thing Kaelen noticed was betrayal. Mid-lecture, his hand refused to fall. Chalk-stained fingers hovered in the air as though the universe had forgotten him. A ripple of nervous laughter passed through the lecture hall, but Kaelen's pulse thundered. He clenched his fist, forcing it down, sinking it into the lectern like it was moving through syrup. Gravity, the one law he trusted most, had flickered. He dismissed the class, muttering something about dizziness, but inside his chest, his heart hammered like a trapped bird. In his office, he ran frantic experiments. A pen slipped from his fingers and drifted to the floor like a feather. A coffee cup slid sideways unless he pinned it with both hands. The effect clung to him. Not the room, not the campus. Him. Kaelen, who had built his life on certainty, was now orbiting chaos. And the question wasn't what was happening. It was worse. Why him? That evening, the mystery deepened. On the news, a cargo ship had suddenly listed in the bay. Not from water intake, but because its load of iron ore had turned momentarily as light as balsa wood. Officials blamed a freak weather system, a mass hallucination. But Kaelen knew. As the ship tipped on the screen, his own mug skittered across his desk. Gravity had echoed across miles, resonating with him. He wasn't just caught in the anomaly. He was the epicenter. The second strike came hours later, an email from Switzerland. A colleague at the collider sent panicked data, dips in the gravitational constant, sharp and precise, matching the exact minutes of Kaelen's episodes. Space-time itself was fraying, and the thread was unraveling from him. The third hook cut deeper than all the rest. In a box of his late mother's belongings, he found a faded photograph. Her, pregnant with him, standing before a massive, alien-looking telescope at a remote observatory. On the back, a scrawl, Project Loom, weaving a stable reality is a constant battle. And in a fever dream of memory, her voice returned. They're thin places, Kaelen, and you, my love, are a needle. The climax didn't arrive with a bang. It came with silence. Lying in bed, Kaelen floated upward, pressed against the ceiling. Dust motes hung in the air like constellations. Outside, street lamps flickered. Cars sagged unnaturally light on their suspensions. The truth crystallized. Gravity wasn't failing. It was diluting. And he was bleeding it out. His body wasn't broken. It was the dam. The leak. The hole through which the universe drained its weight. And then came the final twist. The photograph wasn't a keepsake. It was a warning. His mother hadn't been an astronomer, but a custodian. He wasn't cursed, he was designed. Kaelen was a biological singularity, an anchor meant to hold the weave of reality taut, drinking in more gravity than his share so the rest of the world could remain stable. But anchors wear out. His life had always been the price of everyone else's certainty, and he had finally reached expiration. In the moonlit glass, he saw his reflection. Not a man, but an instrument. His outline already thinning, bleeding into the night sky. He had always feared insignificance, but insignificance was the one thing he had never been, because all along Kaelen hadn't been a victim of reality. He had been its thread, and threads, when they end, leave silence behind.